people that you have difficulties, send them an energy, love energy. Breathe in. Breathe out. So this last one, I want you to tense. You tense your shoulders. Breathe in. When you breathe in, you tense your shoulders. Tense completely, like tight with the hands completely. Hold. And then when you're tensing, you push air inside your stomach, lower abdomen. In advanced stage, you push up to your toes. And then later on, slowly, the air should go into your brain. We can train you that later. And then after that, when I say release, let your shoulders come down. So this helps you to remove any kind of negative energy that is in the body, and you send it to the air. So when you're breathing in, you're bringing in the universe. They say the universe conspires to your advantage. Whatever you want to do, the universe is to your advantage. It's a positive energy towards us. So let's go down. The final moment, breathe in, tense. Out. In. Relax. Thank you very much. Open your eyes. How do you feel? So thank you very much. So as we invite Tony, the objective of this is to be able to help you to be centered. So breathing helps you to be present. So you can overcome anxiety, stress, and all these illness through breathing. You can heal. Breathing is the key to healing, even all the social challenges that we have. So I would like to invite Tony Divine. Please welcome. So just to mention, I'm also a product of Dr. Tony Divine from when I was much younger. I helped develop some of his manuscripts we were building up in New York. I would put the pieces of paper together, spend nights of sleep, put the first book, which is called Cultivating Heart and Character. So that's how we came to introduce character education into Africa, and Tony has gone around the world to do the same. So thank you very much, Dr. Tony Divine.
Thank you very much, Akech. Akech is a black belt, by the way, right? So watch out. Don't upset him too much. However, he is a kind bear, right? Yeah, he's a good man. Okay, guys, welcome back. And is James here? Not yet?
Yes. Yeah, he's here.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Okay, James, come over here. So I want you to share the idea that you shared with me over lunch about phase 3 and what we need to do between phase 3 is going to be in the fall. Okay. So James came up with a very important idea, which is part of the design of this workshop. So James, fire them up and share, as you know, I want you to communicate what the objective is between now and September.
Thank you very much.
So this session is on moral and innovative leadership. What James is going to share with you right now is your opportunity to exercise moral and innovative leadership between now and September.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm a transformation leadership student, and anywhere transformation is mentioned, I really like to identify with it. So the idea I was sharing is just to make sure that this is not like any other workshop. Between now and the time we have phase 3, we have our take-home. For instance, from Nairobi World School Trust, we meet all the members who attended this workshop. We look at the things that we learned from the workshop and start implementation. And we even have an implementation plan and timelines. Then come the next phase. Before we start, we have 2-3 hours, depending on how many institutions we are, to come and share. From this conference, we carried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a school. We have been able to achieve A, B, C, D. Our rate of success is 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. these are the challenges. This is what we are doing about the challenges, so that at least we now start having the proper transformation. Otherwise, from many conferences and workshops that we attend, you'll bear me witness, some of them end on the day we finish. We come to dust the books when the other conference is here with us. So I would like to request that we have a new way of looking at it. And as institutions, if all the institutions represented here start by us transforming ourselves, then transforming the institutions we are working for, then this will be achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, James. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to do, right, between now and September, okay? It's a very short amount of time. But the thing that gets missed all the time is a lack of action, okay? So you should write this down. I must take action the minute this workshop begins. I'm going to do an action item right away. One example of an action item is tonight you'll send out an email to your team. Today is Friday. Let's meet on Monday or Tuesday, and we're going to do a briefing. We're going to go through. That's an action item. Now you've taken the action and things are in motion. If you just sit on it and procrastinate, you're playing into the old habits, right, that we're trying to break here, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so write that down. I'm going to take some action even tonight, okay? And by the way, I'm going to give you some assignments now before we go on, okay? Yeah. Okay, so I want you to we went up to page 20 in the workbook last night, right? So tonight, I want you to review pages 21 to 41, okay? That's just 20 pages. You guys can do this, right? If you prioritize it, I want you to go through all of this, do all of the activities up to activity 14, right? So come in here tomorrow, having reviewed those pages, underline the key points, and complete all the activities. Your outcome from this workshop will increase by 100% if you do this. If you don't, you're going to plateau here, right? That's my experience. So this is part of the workshop, your homework every night, okay? So please do that. I'm going to give you more homework tomorrow. I'm going to give you another assignment. Are you guys ready to be challenged? Okay, you're going to get a lot of challenges this afternoon, okay? So second challenge is I want everyone to write a reflection of the workshop based on what we, even though we have another day tomorrow, you know how it is. In most workshops, we ask at the end of day 3, right? Write the reflection. But I know tomorrow is Saturday afternoon, and then it's Sunday, and this is relaxed time, right? This is still a business day, right? Friday. So I want you to write your reflection tonight. Your reflection can be even one paragraph, and send it to the WhatsApp group. Vince, are you here? Right, is everyone on that WhatsApp group? Right, and those who are not on it, talk to Vincent so you get on it. So send your reflection in on the WhatsApp group. We want to learn from each other here, okay? And I'm going to read them tonight, okay? I'm going to have them all read by tomorrow morning, okay? So we want to hear your and the reflection is not, okay, change this about the workshop, or the facilities were this, and the lunch was late on the first day. None of this kind of stuff, right? That's not the kind of reflection we're looking for. Okay, guys? The reflection we're looking for is what ideas caught your attention, okay? What is it you're going to implement, that you're committed to implement? It's a reflection along these lines, right? So what is it that struck you the most just in the past 2 days? What are you going to implement? What Okay? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right, let's talk about leadership. So this presentation was not given in phase 1. So this is newly developed, right? One of the new modules for this phase 2. And specifically in the context here, we're talking about educators as moral and innovative leaders. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about moral and innovative leadership in a few minutes, but the first thing is becoming a great leader ourselves, okay? Becoming a great leader. And this is every single, this has nothing to do with your position. It has nothing to do with your title. It's got to do with you as a human being, right? We can be a leader, right? It doesn't matter how many people you're leading, or if you're leading none, you can be actually, we can cultivate leadership. The first person you lead is yourself. So oftentimes we associate leadership, I have to have a team, right, of 10. If I don't have a team of more than 1, I'm not a leader. That is totally not true. The first person you lead is yourself, okay? And you lead yourself to grow. You take personal leadership and personal responsibility to grow every single day in the 4 dimensions, right? In other words, regarding the spiritual dimension, growing some part of your character, manifesting some new habit, some new behavior, unloading a bad behavior, right? You know what I mean? That hasn't served you very well, right? Tuning into truth, righteousness, goodness, all that kind of area. The next thing you lead yourself in is developing your relationships, starting in your family. You start in the home ground, right? In your hometown. Your hometown is your family, the most important human institution. And then you extend it out into the workplace, okay? So improve relationships, build trust, build goodwill, and so on. The next thing you're going to lead yourself in is in your physiology, right? Your energy, your vitality. Become a leader of that within yourself. And finally, lead yourself in new levels of mental cognitive development, okay? Putting new inputs into your mind, right? So all of these require action steps. So first person you lead is yourself. Who's the first person you lead again, by the way? Me. Yeah, that's right. Me, I, right? So in our lives, right, we're basically leading in 3 worlds. The first world is the inner world. We just talked about that. That is leading yourself in the 4 dimensions, right? Growing in the 4 dimensions. And when you do that, you are improving your state of being, right? So specifically, that inner world is the 4 dimensions, the character, the relationships, the energy, the vitality, the mental cognitive. Then the next place that you lead in is your family, an extended family. You don't skip that one, okay? We talked about it a little bit this morning. So that goes on as well. The more you lead in that area, that means the more I think I mentioned it on the first day, right? If you want to improve a relationship in your family, do you know what the secret to success is? Is it telling the other person all the ways they have to change? Do you think that's going to be successful? No. What do you think is going to be successful? Change yourself. Lead a change in yourself, a transformation actually in yourself. That will automatically have a correlation, a causal correlation to affect growth in that relationship, whether it's with your spouse, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your children, right? Your nephews, your nieces, they're all part of our blood. This is blood, right? All these people are different from you. There's different challenges to be faced. We heard this morning, right? The challenges within the family, okay? We have to conquer this one. This is the familial world. The more you grow within yourself, the more growth you will see in your family, right? And there's one other world, right? We have to lead in, the outer world, right? So this is the big world out here. So in this context, you're educators. You can't lead in the entire outer world. So you're leading. You are positional leaders in the educational sector that we have to transform, right? We have to actually do something that's basically most people think is impossible, but I don't think it's impossible. And I think you don't think it's impossible. You told me that this morning, right? Or did you change your mind over lunch? Joan, stand up here. Did you change your mind over lunch? Now face everyone and shout it out what you just said now.
Never.
Give this lady another round of applause here. I'm going to actually start following you and monitoring you. You're the real deal, right? You can be an example for all of us, even for myself, right? So good to see a young person who's 19 years of age. Oh, sorry, you're a little bit more than that, right? You know, if you do this work, you're going to look younger by September. I'm not kidding you. When I see you in September, I say, I didn't see you in this workshop. No, Tony, this was me, but I just look 10 years younger. That's all it is, right? Okay, you're going to look younger. So in the outer world, in this context, it's the education sector. If I was talking to finance people, I would tell them to transform the financial sector, right? If I was talking to healthcare professionals, I would be asking them to transform the healthcare sector, and on and on and on, right? So simple, right? 3 worlds. It can't be more simpler than this. It's not complicated. We lead in 3 worlds at the same time. And the more you lead in your own inner world, the more transformation you will see in your family and extended family. We are not skipping the family, guys, at all, okay? In fact, we're in Africa. We're talking about the African Renaissance. We're talking about the fact that the family and extended family is very strong in this country, in this continent. And this is something you cannot lose. The family is breaking down in all the developed countries. We have a real problem, actually. I know you've got problems here, but nothing like in the global north, right? So you write this down. I'm going to hold on to my family and extended family like dear life. I will not let this slip an ounce, right? In fact, following this workshop, I'm going to infuse new energy into my family and extended family. I'm going to take action on this weekend. This is Saturday and Sunday is a great time to actually take action on your family, don't you think? Most likely you will be with your family, right? Our extended family. Most of you will be traveling out to the village, right? This is an opportunity for you right there, okay? Okay, so let's talk about moral leadership. So moral and innovative leadership, I did my doctoral dissertation on transformative leadership, right? And this is probably, one of the most, I think, developed kinds of leadership out there. It's called transformative leadership. You also have something called servant leadership. And you also have an inferior type of leadership called transactional leadership. We don't want that one, okay? So the issue with transformative leadership is that the moral component is vague. It's not clear. So where did moral and innovative leadership come from? It was actually announced for the very first time in what country? Could someone guess what country where moral and innovative leadership was announced for the first time on this planet? What country was that? Your staff at Catch, you can't be answering these questions, right? Your staff, right? Okay, he let the cat out of the bag. Not answer these questions, okay? Kenya, this is Kenya special. So we had the second Global Peace Convention in our history in 2010 here in Kenya. Our chairperson, Dr. Hyunjin Preston Moon, announced this new type of leadership called moral and innovative leadership. You can Google search this. It doesn't exist prior to 2010, right? You might have had some semblance of moral leadership, but not this combination. So most of our this conference, this workshop, what's it called? Moral and Innovative Leadership Training Conference, right? That's there with intentionality. So now I'm going to define what moral leadership is. So moral leadership, as defined by our chairperson, Dr. Moon, is guided by fundamental universal principles and values at the heart of every great faith and wisdom tradition. Didn't we spend a lot of time talking about universal principles and values yesterday? That is actually the bedrock of moral leadership. We're looking at the moral leadership component right now. Also, it promotes a greater good that can benefit not only the individual, but the larger society, nation, and eventually the world. So moral leadership is about promoting the greater good, okay? So is this transforming education in the global south. That is promoting a greater good that all of you are being called to contribute to, right? You're needed, okay? As moral leaders, okay? And it aspires to unleash the potential of people to the more significant benefit. It aspires to unleash the potential of people to the more significant benefit of humanity. So we talked about this too, right, at length yesterday and this morning, unlocking our full potential. We talked about the fact that you have unlimited potential. Your countryman, right, Eliud Kipchoge, what did he say? No human is limited. So this is being echoed here. This is a dimension of moral leadership, right? That we don't believe, moral leaders don't believe that they don't believe that something is impossible. They don't believe that, right? They believe in mission possible. That is the domain of moral leadership. Now let's talk about, actually I could go on for 2 more days on moral leadership alone. But we only have until tomorrow, right? So we're just touching on these topics actually. Innovative leadership, let's talk about that. So innovative leadership is harnessing mankind's need to create. So we want to be like advancing creativity and entrepreneurship in our educational institutions. This is actually, we are actually designed and wired to create, believe it or not, right? And to make progress, right? To advance and overcome, innovative leaders can motivate and inspire others to challenge the status quo. I'll read that last part again. Innovative leaders can motivate and inspire others to challenge the status quo. Let me ask you this. Do you think the education system is stuck in the status quo, or is it stuck in the innovative dimension? Oh, so it's stuck in a 300-year-old status quo, right? Wouldn't you agree? So this is actually challenging the status quo, right? The transforming education in the global south towards 2050 is challenging, is an innovative idea, right? To challenge the status quo. And this workshop is unpacking what it all means, okay? That's what we're trying to do here. So our time requires fresh creative ideas and thinking. Do you think that the education sector needs fresh creative ideas and thinking to move from a 300-year-old, model, right, into something that is really transformative for our young people? What do you think? Do you think it needs fresh ideas? Where are the fresh ideas going to come from? I like that. Now, why don't you stand up, because you're the first person that said it that I could hear, and you tell them what you just said. And give your name too. And shout it out. Where did the ideas come from? Fresh ideas.
Good afternoon. Fresh ideas come from us, that is from you, from within, because we have been created as creative human beings. If you have the will of God in you, He gives you ideas. And all of us in this room, especially the teachers and mothers, forgive me, fathers, I have nothing against you, but mothers and teachers are co-creators with God. Because God gives the seed, the mother nurtures, the teacher explores the potential. So it will come from within us.
Exactly. So in other words, In other words, the number one resource in this room is what? What is the number one resource in this room? Myself. It's me. It's not the person sitting next to you. It's me. It's me. We have to unlock me, right? Okay. And thirdly, right, tapping into emerging technologies and solutions that propel humanity forward. So this means learning patterns of success, right? We're going to talk about this tomorrow in some of the composition of creating great schools, right, and great regions. We'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. Here are some of the qualities of moral and innovative leaders, right? What does this look like on a day-to-day basis? A moral and innovative leader is a person of good character. If you have all the other things and you don't have good character, you are not a moral and innovative leadership. This is the bedrock of moral and innovative leadership by far. Also, a moral and innovative leader is holistically developing himself or herself every single day. They're also somebody who's great at relationships. They're investing. They are good at relationships, and maybe they feel I can improve. They're always thinking, how can I improve my ability to relate? It's not easy to relate with new people and different people and trying to move things forward, right? So you need practice at this stuff, and you get the practice within your family and extended family, right? Actually. Also, a moral and innovative leadership is somebody that has energy and vitality. Wouldn't you agree? Would you agree with that? Do you think like a moral and innovative leadership is sluggish? That taps out by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they have no more energy left for the rest of the day? No, right? That's a transactional leader, okay? Moral and innovative has vitality and energy. And I want to thank you, everyone in the room, for coming back after lunch. I think we have moral and innovative leaders in the room. Most conferences like this on a Friday afternoon, the room is 2/3 empty. Not this conference, however. Give yourselves a big round of applause here. I think we have to like change this thing here to really having the hands clap like crazy. This is like not, this is like, we need to hear, sound is very important. Right? So I know this is a cultural thing here. I don't know where it came from, but I'm suggesting that we change it up and go, let's go polar opposite. Let's clap your hands like crazy, right? That. Yeah. Now that's more like it. So for the rest of this conference, we're not doing this anymore, okay? Okay? Now, you see that hand clap? You're good. That was pretty good, but I want you to go absolutely crazy, right, with your hands. You have to create space because I want you to pull out your hands as wide as they can, and you bang them together as if you are a black belt karate judo expert, and that you're almost going to break the bones in your other hand. You're going to get to the bones, right? And we have to hear this like all over Karen, right? This clap. Now, you can't do this sitting down. Your whole energy has to go into it, okay? And this is being recorded. Now, we're going to hear the loudest clap in the history of Karen in the next 5 seconds. I'm going to count down, so prepare. Make sure that the person next to you is not going to get hurt, okay? All right? Yeah, that's it. Wrap the hands, right. Put ointment on if you need to, oil or whatever. Are you guys ready? Are you sitting in readiness? Now, the goal is the loudest clap continuously as long as you can continue until you tap out. It's not one clap. It's continuous until you tap out. So first of all, take a deep breath. This will be the longest clap you ever did in your whole life, okay? So that's our goal, the longest, loudest clap ever that you have done as long as you've been alive on this earth. You're going to break your own barrier here. Are you ready to do it? Okay, I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! More, more, more! Louder, louder, louder! More, you got more in you! We're just beginning this! Karen can't hear you! Go, 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 go! Now turn to your partner and do high fives, high fives! High fives. Loud, loud, loud. High fives, high fives. Turn to your partner. High five, high five. High five, high five, high five. High five. Loud, 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 loud. Okay. Awesome. My laptop almost got crushed here. Okay, now that's energy and vitality. This is not energy and vitality, right? I don't know what this is. This is the opposite of energy and vitality, okay? So we're going to transform clapping from now on, right? Which one do you like better? Yeah, there we go. All right. All right. Okay, cool. Another quality of moral and innovative leadership is the application of skills and knowledge. The application, right? Also, a moral and innovative leader has clarity. Very few people have clarity, right, on where they're going within themselves, within their families, and within the outer world. Remember, clarity in all three worlds, okay? And also, moral and innovative leaders, they love challenges. They digest challenges for breakfast, but they don't even stop there. They also digest them for lunch. And they don't even stop there. They actually also have some left over to digest for dinner. So you cannot grow unless you have challenges. You have to write this down. You know, we're talking about growth in the 4 dimensions. You are kidding yourself that you can grow unless you are actually facing challenges. And if you don't have external challenges, you need to impose internal challenges. Write that one down. If you don't have lots of external challenges to deal with and digest from your work and so on, your family and so on, then you actually create challenges. And I will give you a challenge, actually, in about 40 minutes or so, right? You create your own challenges because that's how you grow, okay? You set ambitious goals and so on. And also, this is a really cool one. A moral and innovative leader creates something out of nothing. They don't need resources. They don't need money to get started. They create something out of nothing. We're going to, all of us here are going to work together to transform education in the global south. There is no big pot of money to give you to do this. We're going to do this out of nothing, out of the most incredible resource we have. What's that? Me, right? We're going to tap into our full potential and make this happen, right? This is just one example of it, okay? So a few little quotes here, right? Eleanor Roosevelt regarding moral and innovative leadership strengths. You gain strengths, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you stop to look fear in the face. Where you stop, you face fear head on. We talked about that earlier on. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Transforming education in the global south towards 2050 is something that we think we cannot do. But a moral and innovative leadership will actually do that, right? They will not think that they cannot do that. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. They're not a searcher for you know how often how it often is when you get into a committee or whatever it is, when you're trying to do something in your school or your region or whatever it is, you know, we go to the comfort zone. Let's actually create a consensus, right? But that consensus is like the lower common denominator. Somebody in that group has to and put out transformative ideas and rally everybody around that, right? Consensus, and get consensus around that idea, okay? Not the common denominator, but consensus around a compelling idea that can move us forward, okay? So we're elevating consensus, right, to higher order ideas here, all right? Now we're going to talk about educators as moral and innovative leaders. That's us here in the room, right? Just to make this contextual and relevant. So being an educator is more than a job. It's a mission. Why do you think it's a mission and not a job? Can anyone comment on that? Okay, I'll tell you what. Pair up for about 2 minutes and answer the question, why is being an educator a mission rather than a job? Of course, you will get paid, right? And maybe not get paid enough, right? So it's a job in that sense, but it is not just a job, it's a mission. Why is it a mission? Why is it a mission? If you've been paying attention in this workshop for the last 2 days, you should know the answer to that question. But just in case, pair up and come up with a compelling idea of why it's a mission. Go ahead, guys. I'll meet with a group of 4 even, okay? I don't mind. Why is being an educator a mission versus a job? Hey guys, this is a discussion. This is a discussion worth having with your teams, right? And I'm sure you came up with some really cool stuff. The reason it's a mission is that when you think about the incredible impact that you can have on the students whom you have captured in your educational institutions 5 days a week. They're under your capture, right? And rather than just stuffing them with knowledge and so on, imagine the influence you can have on the full trajectory of their lives. Even ministers don't have that privilege. They don't have that time, right? That's why it's a mission, okay? I mean, Bishop would give he would give his fingers to have your students 5 days a week in his church, right? Wouldn't you, Bishop? You only get them for an hour or two on Sunday, right? But you got them 5 days a week. What are you doing with them, right? This is why it's a mission, okay? So you can impact their hearts, their minds. You can actually change a good teacher can change the whole life trajectory of a student, actually, right? And we remember our best teachers. They were people who cared about us, right? And I remember, right, I was very lucky that the principal of my high school, it was actually a Christian Brothers high school in Ireland, he changed my life. It wasn't one of my teachers, he was the principal. He was also my chemistry teacher. You know, without him, I wouldn't be here today. And that's a story I can tell some other time, right? And then the dean of my college, I'm actually a mechanical engineer. That's how I started my career. The dean of my college, he looked after me. Now he took an interest in me, right? And I actually committed myself not to disappoint my principal or my dean, right? They motivated me to do well, right? Okay, so these are some of the characteristics, right, specifically of educators as moral leaders. So we're going to tackle educators as moral leaders first. First of all, they instill character and values. In other words, they're tapping into developing the spiritual moral dimension, okay? They're also nurturing the holistic development of themselves and their students. So all the stuff we're talking about here is very much directed towards us as the educators, but actually the ultimate client is the students, right? This is where it's going to finally land, okay, as you cascade it down. Also, they develop ownership and responsibility. They own it. I own this, right? Okay, I'm an owner, meaning I'm a responsible person. Also, they are a role model. In other words, they're manifesting good character by the actions, behaviors, and by the habits that they employ on a day-by-day basis so that others can emulate. They're not just teaching it, they're modeling it, right? Also, they develop their students to thrive in life and in their world. So at lunchtime, we were talking about a cool project that we're going to revive here in Kenya called Leap Hubs, which is entrepreneurship and leadership incubators in schools. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, right? But this helps students to thrive. It's actually low-lying fruit. Every school should be doing this, okay? We want to have, in Africa, the only way forward is to create job creators, right? With the numbers of young people we have, there's not traditional jobs there for them. So we need to be cultivating entrepreneurship. Also, a moral leader develops genuine care for their students. They really care about them. And they motivate them to learn and contribute, right? They motivate them to learn and contribute. They give them really cool projects to do, passion projects, right? They don't have to be like, horsewhipped to learn, okay? You actually stimulate a motivation to engage them. Also, a moral leader will engage parents, grandparents, and guardians. They understand that the number one, if students are spending 80 to 90% of their time in schools and in homes, their families, then the moral leader will actually be engaging with the parents and grandparents every single day. I'll put it like this, right? Every single day, you should be calling at least one parent. That is actually an indicator that you are becoming, is one of the qualities of a moral innovator. How often do you call parents? Only when there's a problem, right? Yeah, that's the problem. You should be calling parents with good news. So this is actually a challenge I'm going to put out to all of you. Between now and September, if you call it, you should call a parent every single day. That's 5 minutes, okay? That will, how many parents can you call between now and September? How many days between now and September? Who's a good mathematician here? Today is April what? What day? April 14th, right? Is it? 12th. I don't even know what month it is anymore. Right. So how many is that? How many months is that? And there's 30 days in a month. Let's say 25 days in a month. Maybe 20, right? Because of weekends. Say 20. 225? Yeah. So, this is the power of the day. That's 225 parents you can call by September. How many parents have you called in the last 10 years? It's a rhetorical question. Do you get the idea, guys? That means that is only a 5-minute investment, right? And you can change the game in your schools. So, James, do your teachers call parents every single day? Yeah. Yeah. So this is an action item I would suggest, right? Because this is the primary partnership. This is going to change the game between schools and families, right? Okay. Now let's look at the stuff we're talking about here is not just some like interesting ideas. This is real world stuff, guys, right? Real world, okay? Educators as innovative leaders, unleashing creativity and curiosity. That's very different from making everyone remember everything, right? That's old hat. We want to be unleashing creativity and curiosity. Students should be working in teams, by the way, not in rows like this, right? The profile of classrooms has to be round tables, right, or rectangular tables, and students gathered around like in a team. Is anyone doing that in the room in your schools where you're organizing your students in like this table here? You'd have 3 students here, 3 students here. Or are they all sitting in rows? You're circular in this school? They're circular in all the classrooms? Well, come up and tell everyone about that. Most schools are not like that, right?
Okay, thank you. I think maybe those who have been able to see our classes, you've realized that they are not the 4 corners. Because if you look at the world of philosophy, we believe that we are not confined to think in a particular way. So if you allow the children in a class that allows free thinking, and also outside, they know that I'm not confined in a particular way of thinking, but I have my space to think and do it as I am supposed to do. But I have one of our teachers who can even articulate it better than me, if you allow. Esther, come and say why we are circular and not the 4 corners.
Thank you. As Mr. Kyoko has put it, our classes are in a circular motion because the world is revolving. And the only way we can do it is by bringing all of us in a circle. We start the verse in a circle. We sit in a circular motion, meaning, yes, the blackboard is movable. So it doesn't mean that it is in one position. And that is the only place that it can be. It means that I can use it anywhere in the classroom. The other reason is, before we start the classes or the lessons, the teacher usually has moments with the children. Because we are all human beings, a teacher would ask if there is anything that you would like me to correct from yesterday. So it's like a class meeting. So if we are discussing matters, we are in a circle, meaning I'm part of them. I'm not superior. I'm not always going to be the one who's correct. It means they are there and we can have a discussion. That is the main reason of having it in a circular motion. So no corners, no firm corners, but flowy creative thinking. Yeah.
So there's a reason why we're at this school doing this workshop, because they're modeling a lot of really good practices here. And I would encourage you to check out their classrooms after the session or tomorrow, okay? Okay, so I won't go through this entire list, but I'll just mention one more thing, and that is that an innovative leader is a designer of holistic growth and learning, right? Versus a transmitter of knowledge. So I'll restate that again. I'll put it a different way. An innovative leader is not a transmitter of knowledge. Instead, they're a designer of growth, personal growth, and learning. I'm going to change that text here, right? Actually, for the next workshop. You're a designer of growth, personal growth in the 4 dimensions, and learning, okay? You should write that down because I'm going to change it on the slide later. Okay, so just for a little bit here, vision is very important, right? So we talked about a moral and innovative leadership, having a great vision. Transforming education in the global south towards 2050 is a vision, right, that we're trying to accomplish. You have to have a compelling vision, right? And that means like you're very clear on what you want to do and why you want to do it. So what and why is very, very important, right? So you start with a big idea or destination. You see what's possible. You dream big. And I'm going to unpack that right now. So anything that's successful in this world, the route to success, it always starts with an idea or a dream, right? So for example, Steve Jobs had a dream, right? To create Apple Computer, to create something that is simple to use. So did Steve Jobs, so did Elon Musk, right? They started with an idea or a dream, right? So what we're doing in this workshop, Transforming Education, which is really about transforming people, that's an idea we're starting with. It's a dream, okay? And to get it done by 2050. So in other words, to get something completely transformed in 25 years that took 300 years, right, to do already, that is actually a really big dream here, as an example. The next thing once you have the idea or dream, the next thing is belief. Belief and certainty that you can achieve it. So many people have ideas, but very few believe they can actually carry them through. That belief is very important, having the faith that you can actually achieve it. This is so important. Then you actually have to have a plan and strategy. A plan and strategy, right? So, you know, you cannot carry out your idea without having a plan and an action plan or a strategy. And then the final step is you could have the greatest idea and the greatest belief you can do it and the greatest strategy, and it can all stop there unless you have the 4th vital step. Continuous action, massive action, right? So you've made a decision that you're going to implement this idea. Now the next step is action, right? You never leave the site of an idea without taking action. That's what makes it real, okay? So then once you take the action, now the exciting stuff starts to happen. You actually transform your reality. You're going to transform your school, right? Your classroom. You're going to transform this region, the Nairobi region. We're trying to create a regional model here, right, as a result of these workshops. And you can expect extraordinary results, not mediocre results, extraordinary results, right? And as you bring results, you're getting confidence. Oh, my idea worked. Now you take your idea to the next level up. You don't stop there and start the cycle again. Oh my God, this is working. Let's actually keep developing this, right? And you start the cycle all over again, right? Also, as you're bringing results, this is really important, the results part. As you're bringing results, then it actually helps the first, it actually helps the ideas, the points above. It gives you confidence, actually, that I can actually do this, right? I can make this happen. I can actually believe with certainty that I can actually even bring a bigger result, right, as we go along. So all of this actually is a cycle that reinforces itself, okay? So just a little bit on ideas and dreams, right? So ideas based on understanding universal principles lead to the most significant breakthroughs. Beliefs grounded in values aligned with principles lead to lasting transformation. And then you create a reality, a better reality and destination than whatever you could believe. So this is now Sue. This is what he said about the impact of ideas. Ideas, do you think we need good ideas in our world today? Do you think we have, like when you look at our world today and you look at the news and you look at social media, do you think we have more bad ideas or more good ideas floating around? Yeah, there are not good ideas out there right now. We need to, do you think just complaining about those bad ideas is going to stop them? We need to replace them and put new, better ideas out there, right? This is where we actually get to lead as moral and innovative leaders, right? We are not going to be imprisoned by bad ideas, a culture of bad ideas. We're going to put better ideas out there, right? So watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. That's what it's all about. Due to some limitation of time here, I'm going to put you into an exercise here in a second, okay? So this is the, but tomorrow we're going to be talking about a little bit about transforming the culture of our educational institutions, right? And, the mindset of a moral and innovative educator is they're always thinking, how can I add more value, right? So you come in the morning, before you come in the morning, as you're driving in, as you're taking the matatu in, or whatever way, you're riding a motorcycle in, or you're coming in by helicopter, whatever way you travel to school, right? I don't think too many people are traveling by helicopter, right? When you come in tomorrow, you're going to think again, I'm going to find a way to add more value. It's as simple as that, right? When you're making that commitment to add more value, you are now drawing on this great quality to contribute, to live for the greater good. Remember we talked about that earlier on, the moral leader lives for the greater good, to contribute, right? You're being called, this applies to this campaign, Transforming Education in the Global South, that you're all being called on, right? To contribute to. It's a call to action. So this is like, how can I add more value to this? How can I contribute to this campaign in some way, right? And then, of course, you model the way, right? You actually model the way. And this applies to the principal, the leadership team, the teachers, the staff, the student leaders, the students themselves, all of them, the parent leaders and what have you, okay? So I want you to, do a quick copy of this, this graphic here, just real quick, because I'm going to put you into an exercise. It's based on this It's based on this image, right? If you haven't done it already, just do a quick, either take a photograph of it or just copy it on your page. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to put you in teams. I'm going to give you an exercise to practice this, okay? You guys have it captured? Okay, then. So here's the exercise. Oh, go back. Okay, go back. Okay, here we go. Everyone should take a capture of this because you're going to need it for the next exercise, okay? So here's the exercise. Get into teams of 4 or more, like 4 or 5 or 6, but no more than 6, right? And want you to decide, I want you to come up with an idea to transform education. So this is your task. Come up with, we're not going to ask you to transform the whole thing. I want you to come up with one idea to transform one aspect of education, right? Based on everything you've learned in this workshop. Decide on one aspect you want to change in your team, okay? Then I want you to draw up on your belief, your confidence that you can actually do this. Share that with each other. Then come up with a very quick strategy. Now, you know, normally you'd need like 3 weeks to do this, right? But this is a lightning round. Don't overthink this, right? I'm going to give you probably 7, maybe 10 minutes to do this. 10 minutes, and we're almost done, right? So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this, to get practice with this, right? And then map out what continuous action you're going to take. What is the first action step you're going to take either tonight or tomorrow? That fast. We're going to act on it that fast. And you're going to continue taking that action. So you write that down, right, among your team. So this is a leadership team coming up with an idea to transform one aspect of education, right? And then I want you to anticipate the result. You know, be precise. If we do this, this is the specific result that we should expect, okay? All right? You guys got it? Now, what's really important here is do not overthink this. This is time bound. You've got 10 minutes to do it. We can't be at minute 9 and you still haven't come up with the idea, right? So somebody has to manage this exercise. You have like 2 minutes on each part. 2 minutes for the idea, 2 minutes. So one of you on the team has to watch the time, okay? 2 minutes on 5 components. 2 minutes on the idea, 2 minutes on the belief, 2 minutes on the strategy, 2 minutes on the action, and 2 minutes on the anticipated results. You think you can do this? One person said yes. That is like great. At least one team is confident. You guys think you can do this in 10 minutes? It's a lightning round. Don't overthink it. Just go for it, right? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, guys, let's reconvene. Thank you very much. I know you need more time, right? But our 10 minutes is up, and this is just giving you a taste of the process here. That's all we're doing here, right? So when you go back to your teams, you can. This is a tool you can use, right? You can use it for yourself too. So we're just giving you a little bit of a little bit of like opportunity to flex your muscles on this one, right? And experience it for a little bit, and to realize how quick you can process an idea, even in 10 minutes, right? You might have been. All right. So this is a leadership workshop we're in, right? And that's why you're being actually given challenges yesterday, today, right? So tonight you have a challenge. You have to read pages 21 to 41 of the workbook, right? And underline it, and you have to complete activities 7 through 14. Okay. Now I'm going. Please come in tomorrow and you have to write the reflection. Okay. This is your homework. Now, I'm going to give you another challenge, but it's not for tonight. This challenge starts on Sunday, okay? But I'm going to actually explain the challenge now, but it starts on Sunday, okay? So this is called the 10-week challenge. The 10-week challenge. So the purpose of the 10-week challenge is to disrupt our habits and our behavioral patterns. Okay, is to disrupt our habits and behavioral patterns. And another purpose is to experience some growth in all 4 human dimensions. Right, we're going to challenge to grow in all 4 dimensions in this 10-week challenge, which starts on Sunday. Okay. So here is oh, you want to go back? All right. Yeah. So you see the arrow here going through this wall? This is the wall of your limiting beliefs, the wall of your old habits, old behaviors, right, that are not serving you that well. And the red arrow is you're Brian the Bull, right? This is the electric fence of your limiting beliefs. You're breaking through. Now you're no longer Daisy the cow. You came into this workshop as Daisy the cow, but you are departing as Brian the Bull. How many of you are going to depart as Brian the Bull, and how many of you are going to actually, okay, raise hands. How many of you are going to stay as Daisy the cow? Oh, that's good. Because if anyone raised their hand, we will extend the workshop into Sunday. But we don't need to do that, okay? Can I move on now? Okay. So this 10-week challenge is for you to get a taste of creating the life of your dreams, to get started on this journey. It doesn't end in these 10 weeks. You can do another round after it, right? And another one after that, okay? I've been doing this for a few years. I'm on a 10-week challenge currently. I'm actually started week 6 on Wednesday this week, right? 2 days after I arrived, okay? I'm on one at the moment myself. So why 10 weeks? Why is it 10 weeks? Why isn't it just 1 week? So it's 10 weeks. It takes 10 weeks to onboard a new habit. If you take action continuously every single day, right? This is not dipping in and out. This is not something you do 2 days a week. This is 7 days a week, right, for the 10 weeks. It's 7 days a week. If you do this, then you will grow in very surprising ways, right? You'll be surprised with yourself, right? And you can become what you always were meant to be. We're meant to be great, right? We were designed to be great by the Creator, but we got stalled along the way. Some old habits crept in, right? Our journey to be too great got like interrupted along the way. So now we are actually, remember what I said before? It's not too late if you start now. This is your opportunity. These opportunities don't come along too often in our lives. So it's to spark something that's already latent within you. You're unlocking it, unleashing it, right? So the start date is Sunday, right? So you write that down. It's Sunday. What date is today? The 12th, the 14th, April 14th. And then you add on, it'll be 10 weeks to the following Sunday, okay? So what I want you to do, and by the way, this is all mapped out for you in the workbook, right? The 10-week challenge is on pages 56 all the way through 59. And there is something on page 55, which is called the 1-year goals. It's actually good to start there. And then we get into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, with the 10-week challenge, right? So identify just one area in each of the 4 areas that you would like to challenge and grow in. Don't make a big list. Just pick one area. For example, in the physical dimension, you may decide, hey, I'm overweight. I'm going to lose 20 pounds, okay, in the 10 weeks. Or it could be 15 pounds, right? Or whatever it may be, okay? In the familial area, it might be, hey, I'm going to actually improve my relationship with my brother or sister, or with my child, or with my spouse, or with, my grandparent that might have stalled in a long time, right? So you pick one person, you know what I mean, like that, and on and on and on. In the mental cognitive area, you might decide, okay, I'm going to read 2 books that I've been stalling to read, or 1 book, even 1 book, right? That I haven't read, that's on my shelf, that's been on my shelf for 8 years and I haven't read it yet, right? So some examples like that. Okay, so we put in some like prompts here, right? On the spiritual moral area, for example, your character, your conscience. What value do you want to nurture? What aspect of truth, righteousness, goodness, and love do you want to challenge, right? On the physical vitality area, exercise, sleep. We're practicing breathing exercises. Which one do you actually want to try out and challenge, right? Like that. Then you for each one of these, right? You're going to articulate what exactly are you seeking to accomplish, and the more specific you can be, the better, right? And then why do you want to do it? How will you feel at the end of the 10 weeks if you accomplish it? How fulfilled will you be? How will others view you, right? How will your life be transformed if you achieve that goal, okay? So this is all about feelings, right? How will you feel, right? And this is the pleasure principle. This is the delayed pleasure we've been talking about earlier. We're connecting the dots here. The delayed gratification, some greater sense of self-gratification, greater sense of fulfillment, a greater sense of meaning, right? Those kind of things. Whatever it is you want to write down here, I will have more energy to spend with my family, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. And then you need the strategy, the how, okay? So for example, on the physical vitality area, you might decide, right, that you're going to get healthy. That might be your what. And you can explain the why. And then the how, I'm going to eat less, like Daniel did on the last 10-week challenge. I'm going to cut out sugar, okay? That's the how you're going to do it. That's the action step, okay? And then there's one more step here, right? Action. What action are you going to take? So in other words, what for each one of these areas, what and why, that's the vision part. How is the goal. And then the responsibility is the action you will take, okay? All right? Photos have been taken. All right. So now, everyone in this room is going to move at a different pace, right? We're not all going to move at the same pace. So in terms of an analogy, we're going to have 3 trains leaving this workshop tomorrow, all heading north in the right direction. And I want every single person has to be on one of the 3 trains, okay? Those of you who are really, you've decided, hey, for once and for all, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to go all out, right? You're the super achievers in the group, right? You're going to be on the express train, right? You're going to go all out, right? You're not going to dilly-dally around, right? And you will be on the express train, right? Then others, right, who actually want to, they'll probably get on the regular train. So at least they're moving in the right direction. They're sick and tired of moving in the wrong direction, but now they're going to move in the right direction, right? And they're going to take some necessary steps to get the ball rolling. There's also another train leaving. It's called the steam train. Steam trains go a little bit slower, right? So that's for those who at least desire, they at least want to get started moving in the right direction. Now, they may not move as fast as the overachievers or the regular guys, but at least they've made a decision, hey, I'm going to get started. And getting started is great, right? You're getting started. You're at least not, you're getting started here. There's another train leaving the station too, by the way, and that is a heavy goods cargo train heading south, heading in the wrong direction, right? Going deeper into your old self. A train that this is for people who lack the confidence that transformation is possible. This is for people who are imprisoned by their limiting beliefs. There's no way I can transform myself, right? Or who are stuck in the comfort zone like Daisy, right? Like Daisy the cow. However, there is hope. There is hope because maybe after a week later, as you see your colleagues like Brian, like Daisy looking at Brian out with all the animals running wild and free, and you're thinking, oh my God, I better get off this old cargo train, and you can get on the steam train or the regular train, right? And you can start heading in the right direction. So you're not destined to be heading continually in the wrong direction, right? So how many of you are going to be on the express train? My goodness, this is impressive, right? How many of you will be on the regular train? That's all totally okay with me. I don't care what train you're on, as long as you're not on that cargo train heading south. The regular train. Okay, how about the steam train then? So, no hands. Let me do this again, okay? Because half the hands didn't go up. If your hand didn't go up, you were on the cargo train heading south, okay? That is the default train you're on. That is you look, everyone look around the room, right? If your hand doesn't go up, you're on the cargo train. That's what it is, okay? You've got to be on one train. If you're on the cargo train going south, I'm going to ask you, who's on the cargo train? Who's going to be on the express train? Okay. Now, there's even more. We got even more people. I'm a good salesperson. I got more people on the express train. Who's on the regular train? That's totally cool. That's good. I applaud you guys. Good job. Who's on the steam train, which is totally cool by me? You're getting started. The express train? You're on the express train? All right, then. We got another one on the express train. All right. Okay. Now, how many of you are on the cargo train heading south in the old, heading deeper into your old self, heading deeper into the conventional education system? Raise your hands. Anyone? Maybe I can encourage some people. Who'd like to go on the cargo train heading back into your old self? That's a great place to be. Heading south is that's where the weather is better. I can't persuade you, right? You're convinced that this is not the way to go. Great job. So here we go. So there is a physicality to this to this challenge, right? So those of you who are on the express train, you must walk 60 minutes a day, 7 days a week. Not Monday through Friday, 7 days a week. If it's raining, you still go out and walk. If it's snowing, you still go out and walk. For example, I told you I'm on a 10-week challenge myself. This morning, I had to do my walk at 5:30 in the morning. I looked outside and it's pouring with rain. But I anticipated that, so I brought rain gear with me, and I brought shoes that that are waterproof, right? And I have like, what's it called? A safety harness where cars can see you that's reflective. So I came prepared. Okay, so I'm not letting the weather or the conditions stop me, right? So I walked in the rain, in the pitch dark, right, this morning for an hour, okay? So, you know, that's what it takes. So those on the normal train, it's really good that you're going to walk 30 minutes a day. So this is you getting started. I put the word here, started, getting started. You might actually transition a few weeks later to 60 minutes, to 45 minutes, to 60 minutes, okay? Doesn't mean you stay at 30 minutes all the time, okay? And those on the steam train, you have to get out and walk 15 minutes a day. Oh my God, you must be kidding me. I haven't walked in years, right? That's totally cool. At least you're getting started, right? You know, there was a period in my life where I hadn't walked for quite a while, and my daughter said, Tony, why don't you just go out and walk 2 blocks and walk back? And it took me 15 minutes. And now I can walk for an hour, no problem, right? At a very fast pace. There was my daughter. She got me going 15 minutes, right? So get started. That is great. And then you transition, add more time, right? Every day, okay? Are you guys cool with that? Okay. I see all the limiting beliefs showing up now, right? So how many people still want to be on the express train? Okay, wow, look at that. Right. So hey, so Daniel, you did this challenge in the last workshop, right? So Daniel, the GPF Kenya CEO, Daniel took this on. Why don't you come up and share a mini testimony about it? I was surprised you did it, by the way. But I give you like full kudos, Daniel, that you did this. Good job, man. Awesome. 5. Good job.
Thank you.
Here that you didn't want to do it, but then you did.
Yeah. So thank you. This I took it in the last workshop, the phase 1, the express train, and I started doing it in the evening. And then the first day it wasn't very easy, right? Yes. But I made sure that I did the 1 hour. So what I did was I walked 30 minutes to a destination, then walked back. So that was 1 hour. Yeah. So every day, I felt like I could go more. So I ended up doing sometimes 2 hours daily, you know. So I could do 2 hours, sometimes I do 1 hour. Yeah, but what that did to me was at the end of the day, you know, I used to have backaches, and that disappeared completely. You know, any other physicalities that you had, physical problems that I had, basically just disappeared. And you do it at your own pace, and you're not burdening your body. And I was also able to explore the areas where I live. I live, in Kitengela, so and I could walk and visit so many places. So every day I would visit a new place and explore new rivers just alone, and that was really, really beautiful. So it's completely doable. But amazingly, after the 10 weeks challenge, because I don't want to go back to misery, right? So I've continued doing it. It's not just a 10-day challenge, but if I don't do it, that means I go back to the same problems, right? So what you're going to discover is that once you get used to it, then you make it a part of your lifetime. So this challenge, even though it's 10 weeks, eventually you will convince yourself that actually you need to be doing this every day, not just for the 10 weeks. Thank you.
Daniel. So remember, we're designed to walk. That's why you've got something called legs, right? They're not for sitting on chairs. Okay, so now there is a protocol to the walk. Now we're going to go into some details here. It's not regular walking. There's a lot more to it. Are you guys ready for this? The first 5 minutes of your walk, I want you to reflect on all the things you're grateful for the first 5 minutes. All the things you're grateful for. It could be, I'm grateful to God, I'm grateful to my family, I'm grateful to my children, and give their names, right? It could be, I'm grateful that I have a great job, I'm grateful that I can make a contribution, whatever it is. I'm grateful that I'm grateful I have my health. I'm even grateful that I can actually walk, right? Like that. And the more we focus on building gratitude, the more we feel better about who we are, actually. The second 5 minutes is I want you to visualize what it is you are trying to achieve in the 4 dimensions and why, right? What is it with being specific, what do you want to achieve by the end of the 10 weeks? And you go through the 4 dimensions. And then in the third 5 minutes, right, I want you to focus on what you're going to do, the action steps. For example, in the emotional relational area, I'm going to appreciate my husband or my wife, right? Or my child or my parent, which I haven't done in a while maybe, right? Like that, okay? And the rest of the time, reflect, open up your mind, reflect on this workshop, reflect on your life, reflect on where you're going, right? And you'll be amazed at some of the insights that come. I get amazing insights when I do my walk, right? Daniel, did that happen to you too? Yeah, we get really good insights. Okay. So now, how to walk? Now, walking is not like this, right? No, it's not like this. This is not the way I want you to walk. And walking is not like this either, right? Dragging yourself, crouched over. It's not like that either, right? First of all, your shoulders are locked to your hips. You have a straight posture, right? We're not animals where your butt is sticking out. We have 2 legs. Animals have 4 legs with their butt sticking out behind them, right? We have 2 legs, so your butt should not be sticking out, right? Shoulders and hips locked. The hips are locked over your ankles. You have a straight posture. You're not looking down. You're looking straight ahead, right? And then, so can someone come up here and hold the microphone for me? Catch, yeah. Your arms are not hanging down by your side like this, like most of the population when they walk. They're bent. Your hands never leave the bent shape, right? And then as you're walking, this is how it goes, like this. That actually is you're actually now giving, you're doing an aerobic exercise on your biceps and triceps. it's net, no extra time, right? You're actually building posture in your chest, right? And you're actually building your core as well in the process. There's a few other elements too that I won't be giving you today, but it's for those who I'll probably tell you about these in September, okay? And then you breathe in and out through your nose, right? You know, as you go along, okay? So why don't we actually all practice that, okay? We'll go out here for a few minutes, for about 2 minutes, the entire group, and we're going to walk the right way. So Ketch and I will lead you. So it's like this. Yeah, you and me do it, right?
Okay.
Okay, welcome back. I saw very interesting movements out there today. But by the end, you were getting the hang of it, which is really good. Okay, yeah. So you don't see people walking like this usually, correct? So you know, within the next year or two, you'll see more. If you see anybody walking like this, you might go up to them and say, "Were you in the Transforming Education workshop?" You can make new friends. Okay, the last thing. Well, 1 more minute left, right? So I want you to actually make an accountability partner or a friend from this workshop, one person from this workshop that you're going to be accountable to, and one family member. So you're going to be accountable to 2 people. So right now, really quick, I want you to pair up with somebody else that you're going to reach out to. It's kind of like when you were dating, would you like to dance like this, right? Now you're you're going to reach out for an accountability partner, a friend, right? So I want you to do this in the next minute, and all you're going to do is exchange your phone number. That's it, okay? Your name and phone number, and then when you've done that, I want you to either call or text that person every Sunday, okay? We're starting on Sunday every week, and you tell them the progress you're making. You can do a call if you want, right, for 5 minutes. So right now, you find somebody in the room and you invite them to be your partner, okay? Go ahead, guys. It could be the person sitting next to you even, okay? You can stand up and move around if you want. Find somebody who you can be accountable. You guys are together, right? Okay, cool. So exchange phone numbers. Okay. Oh, right on. Okay. Just exchanging a phone number. Right. Did you guys make a 3-page compact or something like this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Vince, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. Let's appreciate Dr. Tony. Wow. I can see there is also transformation in terms of appreciation, in clapping. So well, I was away, but it is okay. It's accepted. We want to see some energy, some transformation happening. So let's appreciate Dr. Tony again. Yeah. So day 2, I have some speakers as normal, as usual. Sorry. So we'll be giving you 2 minutes each to just make some remarks. So we'll start with 1 million teachers. Sisa Nyakundi. Kwa hapo, you want me to set it up for you, or I can call upon the next speaker as I set it up for you. Okay. So Kitengela International School. Are you represented here? Okay. We have the Crawford International School. Crawford? Marlin? No problem. Please come. Please come. Yes. Please come. I already talked with Jenny. Jenny sent an apology, Dr. Tony. He had some urgent engagement, but Marlin is here to represent. Please come. Yes, yes. So I'll request maybe you can help them set up the project. Okay, no problem. Once a teacher, always a teacher.
Hi, everybody. I'm known for being very quick and very brief. So let's see how I do. Okay. It's been fun being here. Thank you, everybody. Good to reflect. I'm a huge reflector. So I'm going to take you through just basically what we're about and why we think we're successful. All right. Oh, in the front. Right. That's the beginning. Oh, you've got other plans. Sorry. Okay, thanks, Scotland. Please. Okay. Right, at Crawford, we have a theme every year. And for this year, our theme was 1 degree, 1 extra degree. So at 211 Fahrenheit, you get boiling point. 1 degree extra gives you steam. So we're in a very modern steam tray, Tony. Okay, next one, thank you. Right, so first of all, we invest in our teachers as a key priority. They attend training, we've got in-house training, leadership programs, intern programs, and a big reflection tool called Luminosity, where people set their own goals, how they want to transform themselves. Okay. So everything is underpinned by our CIS values. You can see them over there. And we have several programs for students and for parents and for teachers to buy into programs. We don't have quick fixes, but we have a sustained program of character building. Sorry. All right. Arthur, I want you to do this one because this is Arthur's baby.
Oh, so all right. Good afternoon. What you're looking at, I don't know why it's cut, but it's an infographic for what we call the 5 discipline focus of a great Crawfordian. We break down discipline into, actionable, or rather, action, where our kids are able to pick up on something like, let's say, for example, if you pick up number 5 is time consciousness, and you take it down to say, I manage the day's activities by planning early and completing tasks. So basically, the 5 discipline focus of a great Crawfordian is really about values. And then we put them into actions so that our students are able to read every morning. This particular chart is in every class. They have their connection time, or rather registration time. We call it Crawford Connect, when the teacher gives them a pep talk, encourages them, motivates them, then is able to remind them on what to pick as far as these 5 discipline focus are concerned, or just basically remind them that this is who we are. So it's really, really just being pragmatic or being practical about the discipline.
Okay, and you'll see that it spells great. So if I do all of those, I'm a great Crawfordian. Thank you, Arthur. Of course, we're all about academics as well. So why we think we're successful, why we know we're successful, we make sure our teachers understand the curriculum they're presenting. There's effective planning. There's quite a delivery, so we research the newest methods. We stay on top of things. We stay ahead of the pack. Sorry, Arthur. It's fine. We're big into gathering data, analyzing data, seeing what the data says to us, and actioning that data. Okay? So we have a rigorous program of planning, lots of accountability. Parents see the planning in teams. Every exam or test or assessment is analyzed question by question, and teachers give feedback to students about their progress. Oh, okay. So the bottom one with the colors, if the students wrote a test, automatically, it's a simple Excel sheet I made, it goes green, red, or orange. So if I look at question number 2, it's all green. What does it mean? We're okay in that class. If I look at question number, what's one there, Arthur? 7. It looks a bit red. I've got to investigate what's happening there. I can see to my colleague, Arthur, why is yours green? Why is mine red? Is there something you're doing I can learn from? Okay. For year 10 to 13, a little bit extra things. We've got mock exams. We've got students tracking files where they reflect and they predict how they think they will do. We've got extension programs, career programs, lots of phase meetings, leadership programs, sports and clubs, activities that promote global competencies, outreaches, etc. Right. We know AI is not going to go away. We had this conversation, Tony. But we believe we have to control the machines, not the machines us. So we're trying to teach the kids to work with AI effectively and to use it for your advantage. Advil is an AI platform from the company which fills the gaps as you do your work, and then it gives you exercises to correct yourself. It's a new initiative. Okay, we've got lots of support for students. We've got entrance tests for new students, transitional reports. The teachers follow. We've got tracking meetings, early morning reading in the library, support for at-risk students with extra classes, shadow teachers for kids with problems or challenges, and we've got a school counselor. Okie dokie. Wide range of extracurricular sport, drama, study skills, extra things, world scholars, hockey, table tennis. At one stage we had drones. So there's a wide selection for every kind of interest to follow. Okay, where is Felix? Felix from Engineer Felix. There's your one. Okay, we chatted about that. We begin to looking at the environment and finding sustainable programs. So we have a garden at the back of the school that feeds 8 families of our workers. And the kids come up with plans like planting mango pips and avo pips, and those trees are taken to areas where they plant them where they need trees. Okay. Then proudly, we got some awards for academics, for career development, and for equity and inclusion. There was one what's off the page, I think, Arthur. What is it? Oh, is it? Okay. And that's us. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Crawford again. And if I'm not wrong, you had volunteered to host the third phase, right? But we'll have a discussion with Jenny. Yes, I know Jenny had committed to that, but we'll have that discussion with her. So the next person on board, we're going to invite the 1 million teachers. So the representative from the 1 million teachers, where are you? Kindly stand if you are here. The other teachers who came under 1 million, I would like to see you. Yes. So 1 million teachers and our education program, Transforming Education, and also we are like brothers and sisters. So if they do an event, we are there. If we do an event, we are here. So how many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tuwapigie makofi. So Sejero has been very supportive, so we really appreciate. So let's hear what you have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening once again. I've never seen people so sad like today. Yeah? Oh, that's how you look like. I just heard something from this side. Dr. Keshes, that's how he looks like. Sad all through. All right, my name is Sisa Nyakundi. I'm here on behalf of 1 million teachers and on behalf of the country coordinator, Harriet Sajero, who is out of town. We are 1 million teachers. How many did stand? 9, isn't it? And they are drawn from all over the country. Another question I may ask, how many of you are from schools outside Nairobi? That is very commendable. If you look at the majority are from within Nairobi, and we are transforming education from where? From the city. And we are leaving the minority. How many are from private schools? I guess the majority. And where is the bulk of our learners? The public sector. So we need to do something about it. The next transformation workshop, I beg Dr. Tony, the remote, the forgotten millions. So basically, 1 million teachers is an organization that seeks to empower teachers in terms of professional development. It has an online course where you enroll and do, and then after that, whatever knowledge you get, you go and implement in your school. Besides that, we create networks. Today, I've met so many people. I was in the last year's workshop, and I met many more. And today, I was very proud when Dr. Juma called me Rafiki. It's not easy to be called friend by who? As of today, we had a graduation last month on 16th. We have graduated 800 teachers and education enthusiasts. How many? 800. And Juma is our witness. He never misses these functions. So today I can say we are proud partners of Global Peace Foundation. What is the mission? Training and empowering teachers across the world to solve. Oh, sorry. It is not changing. It has gone on strike for me. Technology in the 21st century. Well, our mission is to address the global crisis in terms of the teacher-learner ratio. The shocking details are, by the year 2030, we'll be having a ratio of 1 teacher to 148 pupils in the classroom. And we have more than Thank you. Now without technicians like this, we will be stuck. What is our action outcome? Number 1, we have 4 things. We give an enabling environment for the teacher. We introduce the new pedagogy, that is called the novel pedagogy. We enhance learning, and lastly, we empower what? The teacher. What is the gap that we are experiencing today? In our world today, 6 to 9 million teachers are needed. How many are we? By the year 2030, at least 263 million pupils will be outside the classroom because they lack what? A teacher. The statistics given there in the sub-Saharan Africa, that is where we are here today, more than 17 million primary schools students need a teacher, and the secondary is even worse, 100, right? So we need to fill that gap. How do we do it? Number 1, we attract teachers, new teachers. Number 2, we need to train the untrained and unqualified. As I was interacting with a few of us here, they were telling me we are not teachers, right? And these are the people we are looking for, those who are not teachers. And then we motivate, all right? We motivate those who are existing in the teaching profession to become great teachers and improve the performance. Who are our partners? We have Queen's University. You can see their banner over there. It is in Kingston, Canada. We have the Global Peace Foundation. It is here with us. We have HP, which organizes for mentorship programs for the teachers who complete the program. And then we have Girl Rising. For those who are interested in gender matters, there is a wonderful program called, a course called Girl Rising. That is where we start now thinking that we have been thinking wrongly. All right, when it comes to assigning roles for the either male or female students in our schools and in our houses. Black Belt program. This is the course. Dr. Akech will be looking at me with those eyes like, are we teaching martial arts? No. We borrow the discipline of martial artists. Learning requires a lot of discipline. So this course has 11 modules. One of them is Girl Rising, and then the rest are named after the belts, just like in martial arts. We start with the white belt, which is just a basic survey of what you have. I mentioned something about Girl Rising. I've mentioned it's not about karate. It is just the discipline that we employ. So Girl Rising talks about introduction to gender, gender rights and rights, achieving gender equality, gender responsive teaching, gender responsive schools, and action planning. Everything is dead without the action. White belt is a baseline survey of who you are, what you are bringing into this course. Then we have the yellow belt, which talks about the heart of the teacher. Without a heart, you are not a teacher. Dr. Cage took us through the synchronizing of our various aspects of the human body. Then we have the orange belt, which is metacognition. In short, it is thinking about how you're thinking. Sometimes assessment guidelines. Then we have the red belt, which is foundations of education leadership. Leaders in schools, this is our course. And anybody who is a teacher, this is our course. And any other leader. It's not only for teachers, as I mentioned earlier on. Then we have the gray belt, leading education systems, leading education change. And then after this, when you have done all this, you become a black belt. Then you graduate. From there, you open more opportunities to other courses. And lastly, if you happen to be in an institution and you have 20 of you doing the course, you are classified as an anchor school. Brightside is one of the schools that is an anchor school. Then we have University of Embu, which in March 10th graduated 302 teachers. And on the waiting list, we have more than 200. And we are forced to have another graduation this coming month. What does it require? This is an online program, free of charge. Kenyans are afraid of free things. Whenever you tell them about this, they tell you, hey, it must be wash. For those who understand what wash means. Yeah. So please, if you get the chance, do what? Enroll. Everything is uploaded on the platform. Yours is to invest in a gadget that is technologically compliant, that can take internet, and you buy bundles, right? And you begin. Self-paced, you can do it in 1 week, you can do it in 1 year. The choice is yours. So it is time for you to do what? Belt up. What do you do after belting up? Learn and relearn. Because if you keep learning and transforming education, you change the society. So if you are scared of learning, the time is now. Thank you very much. That is how brief I am.
Huyu anaitwa Sisa Nyakundi. Situmpigie makofi tena. So they have been a very good partner in our education program, and we really appreciate what you do. And you have a badge, right? So what does it take to wear that badge? And I don't think you'll go back with yours because I'll beg to have it.
Um, how many years have you known 1 million teachers? 2 years now. How many belts have you covered? How many courses have you covered? Under 1 million. So you finish the 11 of them, you get a belt. You get a badge, and you get a t-shirt. And you graduate with a very beautiful certificate. Allow me 1 minute. Somebody who has transformed education in the universities. You know, it begins with teachers, isn't it? We start training the teachers so that they can go to the classroom. Fadili. This is a very young man, very young, much younger than I am. And whatever he has done to Embu University, tell us.
So all protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Fadili Omete. I'm from the University of Embu, and I'm a graduate of 1 million teachers. So the coordinator, with the help of Mr. Cyprian, came with this program at University of Embu. I am from the Faculty of Education. So they represented this program to our faculty, and we actually got interested in it, because if you realize the way he has said, it equips these teachers with knowledge and skills too, so as to solve the skills that arise in the 21st century. I went for attachment actually in last year. So, you know, our schools and our university, they equip us with knowledge, but we have these rising skills, which actually we are glad that CBC is coming. They should be equipped with it. But in 1 million teachers, if you go through that program, it will be very easy. It talks about the child. It talks about the special interest in the child. We have those who are bright. We have those who are challenged. It talks about the parent, the teacher involvement in the child's life. It talks about the classroom environment. So actually, I would advise you as a school CEO, school owners, you can enroll for this program for your students, as I can assure you, it will equip them with the knowledge. You can realize actually we graduated with 302 students, the greatest, largest number in only a span of 2 months. Because of actually what this organization has been equipping us, we are very grateful, and we are expecting another graduation, as Mr. Cyprian said, where we have 202 other students coming. So we are very grateful, and I would urge you actually guys to join in the program. Thank you.
Very good, very good. So Tony, just a point of key learning and also next steps, the Transforming Education, the Global South Train towards 2050 will reach already 202, because we co-create the 302. And I know Daniel always represent as well in that particular platform, and this is going to be cascaded there. Situapigie makofi. Very good, very good. So the next speaker, I'm going to invite Jesut Akimani. I saw them here. Is he still there? Please come, please come. Tumpigie makofi akikuja. Moja, mbili, tatu. Mtukufu Rais. Karibu. That's how we used to welcome our president long time ago. Karibu.
Good evening. Sawa sawa. My name is Ashley from Jesuit Hakimani Center. I was here with my colleague Shete, but he has left. He has to run some errands because he's moving to South Sudan. We have a project. I'm so grateful to be here. I hope my voice is not very shaky. But yeah, I'm very grateful to be here. And we work with students from Upbet School. You know Upbet schools? For those who don't know, Upbet schools are schools that are in the slums that are started by individuals. So they are not really regarded as public schools or private schools because they're just there in the middle. So we work with children from those schools to try and at least incorporate them into somewhere in the government, and they can get books, they can get education and the right teachers. So, yeah. Any questions?
Don't worry, don't worry. Have you seen some transformation happening? Yes. We celebrate you. Jesuit, you are our partners. We celebrate you. We really appreciate for the support you've been giving us. And I believe we are going, the sky is the lower limit. So thank you very much. And were you in drama club? Now, when you're in drama club, that fear ends on the stage. Because you're taught when you are taught how to narrate the choral narrative, assume you are in a hall like this. You'll be told to assume you are talking to empty chairs. Look at you, Martin. 10 years of marriage by the time you leave there. So encourage your students to join the drama club and also the debating club. So that's where the fear ends. So thank you very much. So the next person we are going to invite on stage is Regis. Regis School. Regis School, is it represented here? Yes. Madam Beatrice is here. Tumpigie makofi. Moja. Billy. Tatu. Very good. Karibu.
Thank you, Vincent. So my name is Beatrice Soyo. I'm the Vice Principal and Dean of Studies at Regis School Ronda. I'm also a teacher of mathematics and physics. So, yes, having taught for, this is my 24th year in both public and private. So I taught in Kisi High for 10 years. Then I went to Kianda School, taught for 3 years. Then Consolata Westlands for 6 years. And this is now my 5th year in Regis School. So I joined the school when it was starting. That was in the year 2020. So Regis is a school that was started by James Education, offering Kenyan curriculum at international standards. And our vision is to produce global citizens. Sorry, I didn't carry PowerPoint, but tomorrow I can share some few slides. Yes, so we started with 0 students in the year 2020, but currently we have a population of 1,100 students. And the school runs from the kindergarten all the way to Form 4. So far we have presented students for national examinations. That is the CBC, we have presented 2 classes, that is at grade 6. We have also presented, we presented 3 classes for KCPE. And this year we are going to present our 3rd class for the KCSE exams. So again, we are a school that believes in nurturing talents. I shared the schools I've taught at because of the academic orientation. So when I was in my previous schools, I was really very academic. Too academic. It was just about the mean grade, the columns, and which subject has got the highest mean grade, and so how many students are going to the university. So that was my orientation in the past several years until I went to Regis School, where now we are dealing with human beings and not grades. So, thank you. So we are big at nurturing talents and also pushing each child to achieve their potential. So we are not looking at all students as students who are supposed to be drilled to get A's. So you realize that in order to achieve this, we offer a wide co-curricular space where each child can find somewhere to fit. We also expose them to various platforms, like our students have participated in the debates up to international. So the other day they went to South Africa for the African Debate Challenge, and they brought home several medals and trophies. We have also participated in exchange programs with their schools in the Netherlands. So last year we hosted a total of 60 Dutch people, both students and teachers, in our school for a period of 2 weeks. And we also sent on board a total of 21 students and 3 teachers to the Netherlands to bring out the global perspective. This year again, we are going to host. So the first group is coming towards the end of April into May, to come and experience the Kenyan curriculum. at international standards. And again, in June, we are going to send over a number of teachers and students for the exchange program. So this is just to make them have that global perspective of things. Other than that, we have also, our primary kids also went all the way to Arusha to participate in the debate, and they brought home a trophy, which is quite good. And we participate with Crawford and the international schools around in sports. And we normally bring home so many. Yeah, so remember, Regis is in, surrounded by international schools. Sabis on one side, Brook House on the upper side, Potter House, Braeburn, Imani. So we are just in the middle of international schools. So we really compete, we give them a run for their life. Despite the fact that we are only 5 years old, we are known. And recently we were awarded by the Global Peace Foundation for manpower workforce readiness, because we employ staff and we mentor them to become who we want them to be through continuous professional development programs. So every Monday after school, there is CPD session. I'm the one in charge of drawing the program. And most of our teachers attest to the fact that they have really grown since they joined the school. We have also partnered with schools, with the universities, 2 universities so far. That is the University of Nairobi and Kenyatta University, to mentor young people from colleges into the teaching profession. So we absorb them, we mentor them for a period of 1 year so that they can be ready for international schools. That is just but the tip of the iceberg. If you want to find more about Regis School Runda, please will be here or you visit us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Beatrice. Tumpigie makofi tena. But let me just also add, she's also a PhD graduate. Almost next month, isn't it? Ile wajaluo wanaita permanent head damage. Yes, please motivate them.
Oh, okay, so I'm a graduate of 1 million. A graduate of 1 million teachers. So when I came here last year, I met Madam Sajero and Sisa, and they psyched us to do the 1 million program. So I invited them to our school where they had a session with our teachers. So as the one in charge of professional development program, I said I must lead from the front. So it was not easy. Getting time was a challenge, but I'm happy that I managed to finish the course. I finished 3 days after the deadline, so I was not able to graduate in cohort 3, but I'm going to graduate in cohort 4. The reason why I didn't make it to the graduation list is because I'm also doing my PhD at Kenyatta University. I've taken forever. I started in the year 2012. Wow. Yes, but I managed to defend my proposal last year. Currently, I'm going to the field to collect data. God willing, by end of this year or by July, I should be done. So I'll join Dr. Kitch. So the next time I come, the title should change. Thank you.
Wazi daktari, eh? So it's a challenge to us, ndio? Nasemanga education is the greatest equalizer, isn't it? Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world, ndio? And then finally, we would like to invite the McKinney School with the definite article there. Can I educate them the meaning of the McKinney School? There is no any other. Sasa, karibu, Madam Principal.
Good evening once again. I was asking this gentleman, I'm seeing McKinney School, what is this all about? He just said, no, just say something of why you think McKinney is the way it is. And so like my colleague there are no presentations, but allow me to share our uniqueness as a school. Because I'm sure everybody in this room, there's nobody who doesn't know about McKinney, isn't it? It's a household name, just like Omo. Okay. McKinney started in 1978 by the Okellos, Professor and Dr. Okello, and they started from their house. So McKinney has grown as a family, and we hold it as a family, both teachers, students, and parents. So the uniqueness to why people will always bring their children to McKinney, it's a family school where if you schooled in that school, your next neighbor, your daughter, your grandchild has to come to that school. So it is a family school, and we hold it as so. Our uniqueness lies in the fact that we have a very strong pastoral team and pastoral program. Whereas people die for grades to be in the top 10 or whatever, Makini is a good school academically, we agree. But most importantly is taking the child for who the child is. Because we are in an environment where parents are very busy in Nairobi. In our school, children are raised by maybe their next of kids because parents are not available, either one parent or both, they're busy. So the school has to come in centrally and be the foster parent. And that is the uniqueness of Makini School. So anyone here who is a very busy parent, or anyone who is so scared about house managers issues, and you have those kids early school years, bring them. We will take care of them when you come from your job, whatever time you pick them and go home. So that is why it is a family school that takes care of the child. The child is at the center. We also nurture their skills. We realize that in our Kenyan school, especially 844, we are academically oriented. There's no time to think of how you feel. If you come to my class, is my assignment, you are finished, you go home. That is the end of the story. But Makini, we take time. We really want to understand what is going on. So within that, we nurture soft skills in a very unique, weird way by carrying out a program we call, we hold dearly, CSR program, and especially for the higher classes. If you are in the high school, CS program and PA is mandatory for you to get your living certificate. You must go out, do some job shadowing, give your hours to the community, they rate you, you bring the rating, and that is what we use to write your living certificate. You must do PA, the 3 levels. We have bronze, silver, and gold. So if you don't go through those programs, then you don't get a living certificate, because A's and B's and grades, anybody can buy them, isn't it? And they're bought and they're manufactured. But what am I giving you as you leave school? What skill are you carrying out? And since we don't have that time in school to teach you this, what we are learning here today, you go out in the field yourself. So you have to learn how to negotiate, you have to learn how to communicate, you have to learn how to be patient, you must just go to the ground. In the PA, you have to go to the rurals and give your time to a deserving school. For example, like tiling. So you'll have to contribute the resources, you will have to go and do the tiling and then come back. Now, that one you get your certificate clear and clean. So our uniqueness, just besides being an urban school, sandwiched in between residentials, we really have no room for planting, agriculture, whatever, no. But we go out to give our services to the villages where there's that particular room. Another uniqueness of Makini as a school is the partnership we have with all the stakeholders. We really work well with the government, and I'm very proud to say one of my and our leaders in the ministry is here, Madam Lillian. We have worked so closely, not like private schools are sidelined. We work closely as if we were in the public school, but yet we are a private school. So we have never been sidelined to lose out, but we work together as partnership. That is one. Number 2, we work so closely with the senior management. I'm sure those of you who are in private schools, you really don't know the inside of the finance aspect, isn't it? Yours is children's school, and that is it. For us, we are exposed to know how the school is running. We are about 7 campuses. We have State House, we have Kisumu, we have about 3 of them in Kisumu, and then Gong Road is the major one. And recently they introduced the Cambridge. So all of us work as a family where you have a father, a mother, and siblings. But each sibling is running on their own race, their own game. Are we understanding? And we run like a corporate. A corporate in the sense that we have the education wing, which is run by the heads, and each school has a head. So there's no spreading thing, like somebody's running from the early years to the high school. Early years have their own head, high school has their own head, JSS has their own head, Cambridge has their own head. So that kind of specialization narrows down the governance to the actual, what do I put? The central thesis to why that particular section exists. Are we together at that point? Then for the heads, you don't have to really think of what will children eat today. Have they eaten? Have they been delivered to school or not? Other people are taking care of the finance. Mine is I need resources. Full stop. Somebody else is taking care of transport. Somebody else is taking care of the human resource. So really, but within that corporate entity, we are all brought together to learn what is happening in each department because it affects our central thesis, which is academics and nurturing of the children. So our uniqueness as a school is that you people come and visit and see for yourself. We have a sports complex. So again, we nurture sports. Any activity you want is in Makini. If you want horse racing, it is there. And you want the martial, it is there. You want swimming, you know we are the best swimmers in the nation and in the continent. It is there. So we offer all these co-curricular activities because we center around the child. We nurture the child and we give the best. We look at quality, we look at affordability, and we look at excellence. So you're welcome to Makini anytime, any moment. Thank you. And by the way, you saw how we got all the trophies and whatever's in the global peace. So we are the greatest of all the schools.
Okay, let's celebrate Immaculate. Tumpigie makofi. For the schools that did not participate in the Great Places to School, please participate. Do you know how many schools enrolled this time round? They were, where is Maureen? There were 380 schools participating. And then once you nominate your school, you find the top 3 are the ones who comes for the gala dinner. And it's quite a rigorous process because the essence is not competition, but the essence is for you to learn the realized best practices so that you can be able to cascade that or adopt that in your school. So, I remember we were with another school under the category of corporate responsibility, and we had the M-Pesa Foundation Academy and also the Millennium Global. It's called Millennium Global International School, right? And they were talking about scholarship. And you know Millennium Global is known because they gave sponsorship to Babu Owino. Did you know that? So they realized Babu was very sharp in maths. So they gave him an opportunity. And I'm happy Babu acknowledged the other day. And you see the guy is good in maths, isn't it? So they were asking us, in our school we are 200 students. And we give scholarship to a half of the population. So why are we not featuring? And then I said, yes, you're doing amazing work. The M-Pesa Foundation, they are doing 1,200 and all of them are on. So the essence is not competition. The essence, even in your school, no matter how small it is, because we always believe in the parable of the mustard seed. So if you're not giving a scholarship to those needy and brilliant students, who else will? So start with 1 this year, come up with a strategy of ensuring that you can move from 1 to 2. So it's just like that. So it's a platform for us to share on the best practices. So the next thing is, sorry, Tony and Daniel had to leave. We are planning for the Global Peace Leadership Conference that will be attended by President in June. So they have a call meeting as the international office planning for that. So he just told me to send his apologies. Have you accepted the apology? Yeah, so Daniel has also requested for him to be excused so that he can be able to escort Tony to the hotel. So, and then Tony has said, we do the assignment. We do the assignment, the activities, activity 7 to 14 in the workbook. You have your workbook with you. Yes, for those who do not have, don't worry. We'll send you a soft version of it. The early bird, those who came yesterday, they have, isn't it? So, but if you don't have, I'll give you my number. I'm just giving you my number right away so that I can share it with you. So, and also in that number, please, if you're not in the Transforming Education group, just text me on WhatsApp. I send you the link. You join right away because we are going to share a lot of materials there. 0723 0723 0723 769 769 430 430. That's how my biology teacher used to dictate. So we used to get it very well. So Tony has requested we do the assignments 7 to 14. That is on page, in the workbook, it's on page 22 to 41. So, a true owner never waits for the landlord to fix the problem. So tomorrow we're going to add more trees. That's why we're coming to smart character. We're going to plant trees of character. And then once we plant trees of character, and I go to James, then the students will be able to adopt based on their value. Me, I believe in like sharing. So once we plant the trees, then we'll be able to inculcate those values to our students. So once we'll be done, we'll be able to do some few trees. I know you show as well. And then tomorrow we'll request the following. That the reason why I'm telling you is text me on the WhatsApp to add you in the group. So in just one paragraph, just go on. Yeah? Just highlight what has excited you about the training. And then you send me your small passport photo. Now, a small passport photo and a success story. What have you learned? You may have learned many things, but what is it that has captivated you? So that when we are doing also our impact reporting, I'm be able to capture some voices of what we have been able to learn. And then we'll also do an evaluation. I know we did the expectation of the training. So we'll use the Mentimeter to also capture what worked best, what challenges did you experience, how can we improve. So we'll be able also to answer those questions. Then we'll have our certificates tomorrow, for attending this 3 days workshop. And I believe everybody was able to sign their names there, isn't it? Who did not write his or her name there? Please raise up your hand. Na muliziandika vizuri, si ndio? But hata ikiandikwa vibaya, kikuja vibaya, we can always correct. So we'll be able to have the certificates, our certificates tomorrow. And then the schools that are outside Nairobi, where are you? Kindly just stand. The schools that are from outside Nairobi. Yeah? I know the schools are closed, and we really want to celebrate you. Want to celebrate each and every one of us. I know it is your time for holidays, and you had to travel all the way to attend this particular workshop, isn't it? So just mention your name and school. I just want to hear the schools that are here. Just your name and school.
Good evening.
I'm Claire Kwamboka Riose from Lanet Secondary School in Nakuru.
Thank you, Claire.
Good evening once more.
Yes.
My name is Fadili Omete. I've just finished my studies at the University of Embu. I've graduated in education science, mathematics, chemistry.
Good evening. I'm Momani Gladys. From Nyamira County, Trigoma Girls, teaching history and religion.
Hi, everyone. He's sabotaging the microphone. My name is Sisa Nyakundi, a teacher of English literature from Nyamira County, Rigoma Girls. I am also representing Aga Khan University as a part-time student. We also have many of them participating in the 1 Million Teachers program. And I'm also representing 1 million teachers. Rigoma Girls apparently has the highest number of black belt teachers outside Nairobi County. And from the public sector, we are heading to 20. Soon we are becoming the first anchor school outside Nairobi. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Claire Ngure. I'm a teacher of literature. Okay. Good evening. My name is Claire Ngure. I'm a teacher of English and literature. I am a black belt as well, and I come from Nanyuki. I teach in Pingido Boys Secondary School. My boys are not as privileged probably as you are, but I try to encourage them that the future is for all of us, not for some of us.
Thank you, thank you. Are you an English teacher? Hiyo punchline lazima ingetoka tu kwa literature. Sawa.
I think it's still afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martin Ekaliani. I serve as the principal of St. Peter, the Apostle Catholic School. It is found in a place called Kanyariri in Kiambu County. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Good afternoon. Esther Wambuli Mwanzwi from Moi Forces Academy Lanet. That was
Amazing.
my
All the way from Lanet.
that was my high school rather. So when I heard Lanet, I had to say it. I remember it very well. Nurtured me. I am the deputy principal, Lukenya Girls High School, a student of Lukenya University. Just done my master's in geography and business.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alfred Ngayai from Lukenya Academy, History and Religion. It's our first time to be here, so we believe we are going to learn more moving forward. Thank you.
Good evening again. Alex Musioki is my name, also from the Lukenya schools. We came today with my colleagues and we have just learned a lot. We are just from Mad River, not very far away from here. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Nelly Brody from Kubasali Primary School. I teach math from lower to upper, and Kubasali is in Kakamega County. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Betty Manyasa from Kubasali Primary School. I'm the deputy head teacher, and I'm also a part-time lecturer in Mount Kenya University, Department of Special Needs Education.
Thank you very much. And I know there is one teacher from, can just acknowledge the one following online in 1 second.
Thank you. Allow me acknowledge the presence of Madam Catherine Kwamboka Mbiaki. Allow me recognize Madam Catherine Kwamboka Ondieki. She was supposed to be here today, but she fell unwell in the course of preparations, but she's watching online. She's also from Lanette Secondary, and she teaches home science and agriculture. Thank you.
So thank you very much. The last one, if you want your school to participate in the tree growing process, if you can come with your student during the June event, which is on the 25th. So the Global Peace Leadership Conference will be in June 25th, 26th, and the 27th. So on the 25th, we'll be planting 10 million trees at Konza City. And the people who will be participating in that will be the schools that we are working with. And we've already reached out to the office of the president and also office of first lady. They will be there. So if you want your students to participate in that, you have my number. You can text me so that we can create you in the database of the individuals who will be participating in that event. So on that day is just tree planting and tree growing. And then on the 26th, we'll be having the speakers roundtable meeting where we'll have the education track, we'll have the peace building track, we'll be able to have also the climate action track, we'll have the family track, we have the Ubuntu track, we have the religious roundtable track, and also, which is the other track? Yes, there are others. There are around 6 tracks that we'll have. So in the morning, that's day 2. We'll have all the tracks on day 2. On day 3, we'll be having reporting from the various tracks, okay? Where now the various track will be reporting to the high level delegates on what we need to do to realize the African Renaissance. So James, please come and close for us this particular session. Situjipigie makofi.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Good afternoon. You had a good day? I also had a good day, and mine is simple to close. So may we rise, come and say a word of prayer for us as we depart. I'm sure I'm going to share quite a few things that we can take from the Nairobi Word of School tomorrow. So it's good to share the practices because I'm sure they are going to help all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. I just want to say thank you. God bless you. It's nice meeting you. I'm learning a lot. And I still remind you that we have our books there, and we might not have the books tomorrow. Maybe somebody who is having the books will not be here. The other thing, somebody who will taking their conduct will not be here tomorrow. And please give us your contacts. We want to partner. And I appreciate my colleagues here somewhere, Madam Sophie. She works in the office of the Attorney General. She stands for 7 counties. You also may need to connect with us in case of those kind of things, especially in schools. We can come in and assist. There are programs that happens in schools. You see somebody coming and starting a project or even building a school in the public schools, and the principal doesn't know, the head teacher doesn't know, and they don't want to tell you just because of corruption. We try to follow those things. We try also to do the social audits to make sure you have value for money. We have experienced this one. I know you know these things. So we try to tell the contractors and the county governments, national governments, to use the tax money properly. So we want you to be very much involved in everything that happens. So I can still sign the books. I appreciate my colleague. She asked me to give you the books almost free of charge because 500 is just to appreciate you. So I appreciate you. The Lord bless you. There is a future ahead of us. This is a great learning. I appreciate the Global Peace Foundation for just bringing this innovation, especially on leadership. I love leadership so much. So God bless you. Can we agree together and pray? Father, in Jesus' name, we are grateful. Thank you for all of us. We celebrate this beautiful day. It's a wonderful day. 2 days since yesterday. Tomorrow we'll be here. Thank you for the Global Peace Foundation. Thank you for the Vice President. Thanks for the County Director, the CEO. Thank you for their able staff. with Vincent and the other colleagues. Thank you for all the stakeholders. Thanks for us. We bless you, Father, for bringing us to share this platform and even share and connect together. May you, Lord, connect us with the right person and individuals so we may just have a force and the power to do the impossible in Jesus' name. Lord, as your servant, I bless these teachers, these workers, these CEOs and leaders. And I pray that we are still dreaming. We are not expired. We are beginning. We are told that we are not limited. The dreams that we are yet to discover, remove that fear from us, that we just get to accomplish those things. Thanks for the Word of Schools. It's an amazing place to be. Thanks for the director. Thanks for the teachers and the students. We have learned a great thing and motivation on the nature and how they preserve it and how they are doing it, Lord, to your glory. Father, we thank you for all these concepts on the character on the Lord. It's godly. We bless you, Father. We praise this. Even the June conference coming, we dedicate into your hands, Lord. We bless you. We are more than victors. Health is our portion. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you. Amen. Now may the grace, Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen and amen.
Thank you very much. Excuse. Those using the school bus, kindly register with Natalie. And she's here. And we have tea and some snacks. Yesterday you did well. So today do better. Then tomorrow it will be the best. Karibuni.
Please come and register. Please register here if you're using the bus, the SOP, the standard operating procedure on traveling. You need to have the data of the people traveling. So please come and register here.